we're gonna get straight into it. As you can see by the title, well, first of all, let me have some decorum. Hey, I hope you are watching this in good spirits. If you're not, air hugs through the phone. But I am definitely gonna get right into this because I don't feel like rambling. So, as you can see by the title, we are learning how to read cards. And shout out to my granny because this is my first pass down deck. So, yeah. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I'm not gonna start with the tarot deck in this video. This is gonna be a series. What we're gonna start with first is the elements because I think it's honestly important to understand life before you get into tarot. So what we're gonna start with, actually, it might not take too long. So we actually might be able to get into the nitty gritty, in which I actually want to hear. But we're first gonna start with air. Okay, so air signs, and also I'm gonna combine astrology and tarot because that's how I learned. So first of all, we're gonna start with air. Air signs are the Libras, Geminis, and Aquariuses. And air is all about life. We cannot have breath without air. We cannot have life without oxygen. Like, think of air as all encompassing. Think of air as a lifeline. Like, and honestly, I haven't even thought about air in so long. I forgot it was even that vital. Like, air is super, super vital. And when it comes to tarot, air is usually the swords. And how funny is that? I open the deck and we have a sword card immediately ready for you guys to see. So this is air energy. And when you think of the air energy in tarot, oh, the girl, they out, honey. They out. Here go, we got the page and we got the knight here. And then we got mama. We got Miss Girl. And y'all, that's why I love tarot so bad. Like, do you see how aligned that is? Like, they all just showing out like that. Like, we got the mama and we got him. Okay, so these are the air signs, and I feel like a common theme that you'll see in a lot of the air cards, I want to say, are the clouds, to be honest. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, when I studied my air signs, I mean the sword cards, I'm sorry, follow me, this is gonna make sense, I promise. But when I actually took the time out to understand them, why are they like some of the saddest cards? I'm like, what is going on here? Like, literally, y'all. Okay, so maybe I should do a backstory. But no, we're going to start with the elements, okay? Follow me. Just follow me, bro. I really think I should have went live. I don't think I should have did this at a video, but we're here now. So, yes. So, anyway. So, yeah, the air signs are very, very, not air signs, but the sword cards in tarot are very deep. Very, very deep. And that's to be expected because, you know, excuse me, the air signs are very intellectual. They're known for being intellectual. They're known for the mind. They're known for thoughts, communication, Gemini, intellectualism. And then also we're going to take it a step further, and we're also going to bring in the planets that govern these signs. So we have Mercury, who is very, very, very fast moving, fast paced. Like, Mercury is super, super quick sign. Mercury don't play. Mercury stay retrograde. Mercury is, I think, the fastest moving planet, actually. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Yes, so we have Mercury, we have Venus, which is also, I know we're going to mention Venus again, but we also have Venus, and then we have Mercury, Venus, who am I forgetting, y'all? Oh, how could I forget? So we have, Aquarius is ruled by, I believe, 2. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and who else is Aquarius ruled by? Wow, I cannot believe I forgot. Aquarius has a co-ruler. Oh, Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and then the co-ruler is Saturn. So, very, very interesting now that I'm saying it, because those are really not analytical type of planets. Uranus more so than Saturn. And I only say that because Uranus is like really, really, how should I say it? Uranus is like, Uranus is the planet that orbits on its side. So it's very, very different from the regular planets. Uranus does its own thing, has its own vibe. Like, Uranus is just Uranus. So there's that. And ultimately, what you want to know about the sword signs here is that in tarot, they are just really, really predominantly governed by your mind. They are governed by the way that you communicate, being that Mercury rules your 3rd house in your natal chart. So yes, the swords are all about precision as well, because when you have a sword, you have to think about how you even use the sword. So the swords are very, very, very precise, analytical, intentional, very, very on it. Like, you have to know what you're doing. You can't play around with a sword, if you get what I'm saying. Like, because why would you do that in the first place? So yeah, that's that with the swords. So moving on, we're gonna come back to these. I'm just doing this briefly right quick. Like I said, follow me, y'all. It's gonna make sense. So after we have I'm gonna go ahead and do fire, because the fire signs kind of peeking through too. The fire signs, okay, more sword energy, y'all. Okay, here's the fire for us. Okay, fire. So let's get into the fire element. Fire is super, super explosive. Like, fire is very, very, very invasive. Fire is very, very, very out there in your face. Let's get into it. Let's do Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We're in Leo season, so happy birthday to all the Leos. But yes, so very... Okay, y'all, I forgot where I was, but I think we were getting into the fire signs. Yes, so when you think about fire, think about the sun, first of all. But the sun is like the greatest goddamn star in our solar system. Like, the sun, that's Leo energy for you, child. And I'm not even trying to call Leos out. I'm really not, because I like Leo. This is not about my opinion, my personal opinion. It's not about that. But when it comes to the sun, that is like your best bet of trying to understand fire energy. I cannot lie, because when you think about air, think about how I said the vitality of air is life itself, breath. What is it? I think my grandma usually tells me, or told me, that I think God put his breath in us. I could be wrong, but that's that, y'all. And then the sun literally gives us life. Like, the sun is literally there for us every day. Every day we can count on the sun. As long as our consciousness comes back to life that next morning, that sun's gonna be outside. So we have the sun to be reliant on. The sun is very responsible, and really that's not even a good enough word to describe the sun, because the sun is like obligated to do what it does every day for us. We would not have life without the sun. So I just want to really give our tens to the sun, because, you know, like, girl, what are we without the sun? Like, what are we? So when it comes to tarot, let's think about fire. Fire is very, very, very passionate, very, very, very vibrant, very alive. Fire can invade its entire surroundings, and fire can destroy. Let's get into the fire planets. We have Mars, of course, the god of war. We have Mars. I don't know why Scorpio is coming up so much. Well, Scorpio is a water sign. We haven't got to the water signs yet, but probably because Mars co-rules Scorpio. That's neither here nor there. So we have Leo, which is ruled by the one other, the sun. We have Sagittarius, who is ruled by Jupiter. I love Jupiter. I love Jupiter. Let me stop. I'm trying to keep my personal opinions out of this, y'all. But we have Jupiter, and then we have who am I missing? We got Leo, Sag, Aries. Okay, I did all of them then. I did all of them. I did, right? Yeah, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And I'm trying to figure out if Sagittarius has a co-ruler. I don't think it does. I think Sagittarius is just ruled by Jupiter and Jupiter only. I would hope I'm right. But, okay, so when it comes to the fire signs and the fire energy in tarot, oh, the sun want to pop out. Okay, so this card is stalking us, okay? So let's show you the energy of a fire card. And do you see the elegance of that person on that horse? And then you have the other cards, the other ones that are like underneath it. That is like the perfect example of fire sign energy. Fire sign energy commands the room. Like, fire sign energy is like able to grasp the attention of really any and everything, honestly. Like, because like I said, when you think back to the sun, y'all, what are we without the sun? Like, we don't acknowledge the sun enough, honestly. We really don't. But seriously, like, without fire, without flames, without feeling like there's a passion, a motivation in life, what is life? So fire signs, I think it's actually getting much deeper than I anticipated, to be honest, because I feel like fire energy has susceptibility to like so much depression, and I hate to, bring it to that, but when you really think about it, like fire signs, they kind of need to feel alive. And I hate to make this about astrology, but I have to. Like they coincide with each other. And so when you think about tarot, when it comes to fire signs or fire energy in the deck, which is ruled by wand energy, I'm sorry y'all, I'm just not saying that, but in tarot, the wands are associated with fire. So yes, the fire cards are usually honestly, y'all, fire is almost as happy as the cup cards. The cup cards, to me, in my opinion, are like the happiest cards in tarot. But the fire is almost just as happy, only because the fire signs are like super, super, super passionate. Like the fire signs do not play. Like, excuse me, y'all, but they love their life in the tarot cards. To me, let's see if I can find another one right quick. Okay, we got the Emperor coming out. The Emperor is ruled by Mars, but I'm trying to find a fire sign. Y'all, they trying to hide. Please. Oh, Lord. Okay, there go one. All right. Which is really... Okay, this is a good example of a fire sign card, though. All right. Fire signs are about to put themselves through a lot. This is the Ten of Wands. This is the Ten of Wands. And honestly, y'all, you're going to have decks that have words at the bottom of them. Some decks that, like I said, this was passed down to me. So, this has... the words at the bottom that says difficulties. I don't really pay attention to those because tarot is very subjective. What you see is what you see, and what the card says, what the card says. But anyways, so yeah. Okay, I just want you guys to look at the card, honestly, but let me stop because you probably don't know what you're looking at. What you can see in this card is obviously stress. When it comes to tarot, I think now is the time for me to tell you guys how to interpret the symbology. Is that a word? The symbolic essence of tarot. So what you can see in this card, when it comes to the fire energy in this card, the wands are very, very held heavy. They're very, very heavy for this person. Like they are very, very overwhelming, overbearing for this person. This person can barely even hold on, but this person is so into what they're doing, they aren't going to put those wands down because it doesn't make sense to. The person in this card is very, very, very responsible and very, very, very very dedicated to seeing things through, because those wands were not easily held. It was not easy to put all of those wands together in that order and actually hold them together. And as you can see, this person is not giving up. They're not going to give up. They're going to hold those wands until they reach their destination, which is in the background of what you can see. And I'm also going to get into the colors as well, because colors is very, very, very important with tarot. I just definitely want to start with our ecosystem around us first, and the air, water, this, that, and the third. But color is also very, very important, and I just want to make sure this is organized. So we're going to start first with the elements, and then we're going to get into color. But yes, so ultimately with the fire signs, what you can expect when you have the fire sign court cards, girl, I'm really kind of all over the place. I didn't even tell you guys that the tarot decks are separated within court cards, pip cards. Am I saying that right? I think so. And then you have major arcana cards. And right now we're getting into the pip cards, I think. I could be wrong. Sorry, y'all. But anyways, so yeah. Yeah, so the gist of the fire cards in tarot are all about pursuing. Fire energy is great at pursuing things, great at putting its soul and spirit into a better outcome, into into doing new things, into persevering through things, because there's a bigger, grander purpose, and because fire signs like to feel alive. So yeah. So let's go on to, and let's do opposing energy. So let's oppose the fire from air. So air is more so flowy, not really down to earth, kind of aloof, very, very mental, very, very analytical, and very, very practical. And then you have a spontaneous fire sign that's literally gonna blow all of that air, that's literally gonna invade all that air and pollute all of that air until it has transformed whatever it is on fire. So yes, you have one that's super, super calm and vital and like very, very like, you get what I'm saying? And then you have one that's very raw and in your face. Okay? And you're not finna ignore that. But honestly, you can say the same about an air sign. You can't ignore air, because if we didn't have air, then you would definitely be able to pay attention to it. But air signs are more subtle. Like we don't appreciate our breath as we would if we seen a fire in our face. You get what I'm saying? Okay, moving on. So then we have the water signs. So with a water sign, let's go down. We got Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And when it comes to the water signs, you guys, we're like, what, 80% water as humans. So yeah, water energy in tarot. Oh wait, before we do that, let's get into the planets. So we have Jupiter, and we have, because I know Pisces has two rulers. Is it Saturn? We're gonna come back to that. We have the moon, which is Cancer, and then we have Mars. No, I think Pisces is only ruled by, oh no, it does have two, because Neptune and Jupiter rule Pisces. So yeah, Neptune and Jupiter rule Pisces. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and then Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. Very, very interesting, now that I'm saying it out loud. Anyways, so yes, so the water signs in tarot, and in general, water signs are very, very consuming. And I hate to make that face when I say it, but water is very, very consuming. Water is a liquid, so you have to think of it as being conformative, and I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but water is very, very transformative, and I believe that has a lot to say with its modality, which is not fixed. It's not, what is water? Water is mutable, because think of it, ice, you can make ice with water, liquid with water, and you can boil water. So water is very adaptable. Perfect word for that. So yeah, when it comes to tarot, water is all about the love, girl. You want to associate water with the cups, which is hilarious, because water is like, you can't contain water, but it's up to you how you want to contain water. Anyways, so let's get into it. Let's find a water. Let us find a water sign. I mean a water card. Oh, okay. All right, y'all. And then we have two, because Death card is ruled by Scorpio and Mars. So here we have the Ten of Cups. Oh, the tens are stalking today. Here we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah. And super, like I said, y'all, we'll get into these colors later, but super, 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 super happy card. I literally told y'all, like, for me personally, like, let me drink some water, y'all. For me personally, the water signs are just very, very, very super, like, happy. Granted, there's polarities to everything, but like the water signs are like jumping off roofs because they're just having so much fun. And honestly, I'm only laughing because of how depressing the sword signs are. And I cannot be the only one that feels so depressed with them swords. Like, y'all, when I was studying this, I couldn't believe how sad the sword cards was, because I have a lot of sword energy. So I'm like, I'm tooting my nose up, because when you read about the water sign cards, like, not even water sign, but the cup cards, like, they are just so loving life. Like, they are not like fire that are trying to pursue so much. They are just in the moment. They are just so like having everything that they desire. I don't know why I feel like it's just so easy for water signs to enjoy life. And I honestly feel like that's not going to be the case for all water signs, but I just feel like water energy as a whole is just so like present in the moment. And that's so weird, because it's almost giving earth sign energy. You know, earth signs are very grounded, but for some reason I'm feeling like water signs are grounded as well. But okay, let's not go there. This is not about astrology. Okay, so with the with the cup signs and cup cards in the deck, they are usually about love, of course, love, romance, happiness, joy, and being what? Fulfilled. Because what are they? Cups. So in tarot, they are all about pouring. So yeah, that's basically really the gist of the water signs, to be honest. Or not even water signs, but the cup cards in tarot. They're very, very influential. Like, it's just so easy to influence a water sign, because you just have to think about water as a whole. Like with fire, let's go ahead and oppose them now. So with fire is invasive. You can't contain a fire. You can only put a fire out or let it burn itself out. With air, what are you gonna do with air? You need your air. You cannot breathe without air. So we need air, okay? And also the sun, we need the sun. We cannot live without the sun. So that's the sun, that's the vitality of fire, and we have the vitality of air. And then we have the vitality of cup energy, which would be emotional fulfillment, which is honestly less vital. And I hate to say it like that, so maybe I'm not making it as, you know, vital as it could be, because we actually can't live without water as well. We are actually, like I said, either 80 or 85% water, whatever, whichever one. We're more than half water. So water is very vital as well. But how am I trying to say this? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't really like the way I'm saying this, so I'm gonna just alter and change gears here. So yeah, in tarot, let me see if I can find another one. In tarot, here's another cup card. I'm glad they picked one that's actually not really too happy. In this card, he's actually not even that happy. And honestly, let's use our symbolism here, okay? So what's going on in this card? If your mind was to go to anything first, what would it go to? I don't know what you picked, but we're gonna go to that man and how he's like this, and he's mad, and he got all these cups around him. And then there's a random cloud, that air energy that we were talking about. Random cloud just coming out. And then mind you, he's out in the sun. This is a sunny day. So we got our sun, we got our fire element, we got our earth element, not earth, we got our air element, and we got a random cup here. And also look at the, dang, I wish that card was still out. But you can also look at his emotional well-being in this card. I feel like it would be safe to say that we can assume he's not really happy, versus that 10 of Wands where we couldn't see his face. He was so focused on what he was doing that we couldn't really get a gist of his emotional well-being, but we could definitely assume that he was just, you know, in a mode of getting things done, versus the Four of Cups here, who is just sitting here in his environment very, very dissatisfied, very like rolling his eyes because he doesn't really know which way to go. So okay, y'all getting the vibes? Y'all getting the vibes a little bit, or no? Or no? If I had to say, I think my favorite water card. Why is everybody calling? So yeah, y'all, I got distracted, but ultimately, yes, that's what I'm saying. My favorite water card would probably either be the Ace of Cups or the Two of Cups, but I think I would say the Ace of Cups, to be honest, because the Ace of Cups is just so beautiful. So beautiful. But let's move on. Okay, so did I do all three? Yes. So last but not least, we're gonna do the earth signs. I've been neglecting the earth signs, girl. Okay, and we shifted right onto earth sign. Let's first of all go down the line of the earth cards, you guys. We got Taurus, who is ruled by Venus. We bringing Venus up again. We got Virgo, who is ruled by Mercury, bringing Mercury up again. And then we have Capricorn, who is ruled by Saturn. Am I like missing something here? It's honestly sounding like all the earth signs only are ruled by one planet. That's actually hilarious. Am I wrong? I think Capricorn is only ruled by Saturn. Yes, that's actually very, very interesting, because that just goes to show how grounded they are, and not even grounded but stable. Anyways, okay, so when it comes to the pentacles, because in tarot earth energy is symbolized by pentacles, you guys, let's see how we can describe this. Earth energy in tarot and in general, oh my gosh, what are we without our planet, you guys? We don't have to go back to the water energy, because I don't feel like I picked a vital enough need for water. We're gonna go back to that. But anyways, so what are we without our planet? Y'all, we are Earth. Earth is us. So, you know, like when it comes to the earth energy, I feel like the earth cards in tarot usually symbolize patience, time, dedication, almost like the fire signs, just not as intense. Earth signs know how to attract rather than to pursue. Earth signs are very, very calm by the book. Very, very, let's get things done the right way rather than trying to be spontaneous and do things a different way. Earth energy in tarot, I feel like, is all about longevity, all about stability, and all about things that are quality. Excuse me, y'all. So quality over quantity is probably the greatest way to describe earth energy. And that's hilarious that I said that, because with this card that came out, this is a card that is literally in lack. Let's get into it. Okay, what's going on? I don't know what you said, but ultimately these two people here, they are not happy. And also, you guys, do you want to know what's funny? We just had dissected, we're going to get into the symbolism now. We just dissected in that Four of Cups the environment around him, how he was outside, right? So what are you guys seeing in this one? Looks like to me they are definitely outside, but do you see how there's no like sunlight that's like directly shining on them, as in that Four of Cups, who he was outside and he just seemed a little bit more in the light. They seem more so in the darkness, especially because of the snow that's at the bottom. So I think that was important for me to mention, to be honest, because I think I needed for you guys to realize that the symbolic messages that come from the tarot cards are usually not just the people in the cards or the situations in the card, but the environment of the card. So when it comes to reading the earth signs, let's see if I can find another one. Well, I could use this. I was hoping she came out. I've just seen the what would I don't know. Okay, so she, my girl, look how beautiful she is. Is this the Queen of Pentacles? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I could be wrong, but I think she is Venus. I think she's Taurus. I think. I could be wrong though. But honestly, y'all, literally look at how abundant she is. Like, I'm looking at her myself because she's captivating me. Like, look at her. Look at her. Like, great. But I can't lie. Like, guys, in tarot, the Pentacle cards, they take a minute. They take a while to get and to achieve what they are, like, you know, desiring. So there's that. There is that. Okay, and then we got okay, y'all, because I did want to show y'all some more. Look at the environments, like I'm trying to tell you. Okay, now let's get into the colors. Let's just do it. We're gonna do it briefly because I want to keep this video kind of short, but we're gonna do it briefly. So when it comes to colors, guys, should I do it this video? I think I'm gonna save colors and numbers together. Let's do the colors and numbers together. Yeah, let's do it like that. Let's go ahead and do our oppositions. So with the Pentacles, not like fire, not like air, not like water. The Pentacles are very, very, very super grounded, very practical, very, very by the books, very this goes here because that goes there because this is why this happened. Not in a intellectual way, but in an earthly way, in a way that makes sense for Mother Earth. Like, the sun is up there and we're going to use the sun to you know, plant this garden here because I know that the sun will, you know, shine its lights at this point in time and things will grow this way, not because of a let me go read this book. You get what I'm saying? I feel like the earth signs are much more intuitively guided by the planet itself rather than, you know, being told, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then to oppose the other ones, you guys. So yeah, I hope I gave a gist. Honestly, I hope I did something in this video. I hope this video makes sense, to be honest. I'm gonna do another, like I said, this is a series, so yeah, y'all. Thank you for watching it this long. If you have, please just comment down below because I know I was all over the place and it's just, I'm gonna have to be a lot more organized in my next video, y'all. Bear with me, but yeah, y'all. So I will see you guys later. XOXO. Bye.